And then it just ends.
Then it just ends.
And we're all just
at some point we're gonna get it right. At some point it's gonna be a full opening and whatnot.
Hey, feel free to fix it there, tough guy.
I don't know how to fix it. Why did he leave after saying tough guy? That's the opposite of a tough guy thing. You usually say
works or
okay, well.
It's like texting somebody instead of calling when you don't want the rebuttal.
It's like, let's step outside tomorrow. Welcome to Loud and Nerdy on a Tuesday night. My name is JW Colwell. I am joined as always by my cohorts in crime, the people I enjoy spending time with on Tuesday nights. Jerry Kamora of the band Slapjaw. How you doing, Jerry?
Doing great.
And Raven, delightfully difficult.
Hi.
How you doing, bud? You okay?
Yeah.
I do like that you've had a rough day and you just found out we have a guest. Read an email, look at a page every once in a while. It is what it is. But we do have a guest. I'm super excited. I'm super excited because I met Robert at Apopkon a few years back. It was one of the first things I did with Joe, and he is a very talented actor, writer, producer. He has his own podcast. He's got a lot of irons in the fire, and he has just gone viral. This is Robert, by the way, in a show you may have recognized, Criminal Minds. He played the young Rossi. He is a very talented dude, and he just went viral because he's parodying one of the hottest podcasts in the country. It's a podcast I watch, and the moment Robert started parodying them, I just started sending him you should do this one and this one. And it was a pain in the ass, really. But he's on. We're going to talk to him. He's also a star of the wildly successful cult comedy that's on Tubi and streaming everywhere, Fandango, everywhere. Cannibal comedian, him and Aaron Prager, the Sean Hayes film. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about his podcast. We're going to talk about Jerry. He has an intriguing love of movie soundtracks that I would love that we're going to get into a little bit tonight. So he's a Renaissance guy. And we kind of, when we met at a Apopkon, we kind of hit it off, and we ended up hanging out most of the day. And then we were hanging out at night, but the bugs got so bad by the lake, we had to leave. It was frightening how bad the bugs were. And we'll talk about that in a moment. We lost Raven for a second, but she'll be back, I'm assuming, unless she's just I'm good.
It's that internet thing of hers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She's got internet with she has rabbit ears for the internet. It's weird. News. Okay. So first news of the week. Hi, Raven.
Sorry, my phone told me if I didn't plug it in. No, my phone told me if I didn't plug it in, I was going to die, and then I plugged it in and hit the power button.
You're good. First news of the week is box office, but the biggest news of the week is that Orlando almost died because these two guys were hanging out.
Yes.
I had such a blast, Jerry.
It was awesome.
Breaking bread with you and your wife and your daughter. And then then Jerry, we went to see this movie.
We had a couple good Snickers during this.
We were on fire.
Yeah,
together.
I think so.
But it is the first time we have seen a movie together in a theater
ever. Yeah.
Ever. So we graduated in 92. That's 34 years in the making. Actually, it's longer than that because you got to tell you, it's 35 years in the making.
Man,
right? More. Yeah. It's actually more. It's way more than that now. Now that I think about it, it's probably almost 40 years in the making. Anyway, we had a blast. Your wife and your daughter was competing in a cheerleading competition. Congratulations, Emily. And Team
Because they have to do.
Aurora,
They did very well, actually, like 17
got,
in the world.
17 out of 56 in the
the
Oh
world.
wow, that is amazing! Congratulations.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it's impressive. They were bouncing around stage with like what looked like professional people, as best can be described as like professional athletes. But congratulations to Emily and her teammates of Aurora. I believe the name of the team is Aurora. I want to say thank you to Ashley for allowing me to steal your husband and hang out with you guys and bother you guys when we were on vacation. We had a blast. We were like bouncing around Disney, downtown Disney. I left you guys, and I was telling, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I was telling my wife about this. I had to go back to the Lime parking structure, and it was crazy. It was like a zombie apocalypse movie. Darkness, an occasional security guard, and no people.
Night of the Comet.
It was Night of the Comet. A bunch of things on the ground.
Awesome.
But we did see the Mummy. Let's talk a little bit about the Mummy. I don't want to give anything away. And what I'm going to say really quickly is it's gory. It's called Lee Cronin's The Mummy specifically, not because Lee Cronin is a good director, but he is. It's called Lee Cronin's The Mummy to separate it from all the other Mummy movies. And one of the things I would say about it is that it's very much a Mummy movie in name only. Because it has much more in common with an Evil Dead movie. It has much more in common with The Exorcist.
I was going to say, I've heard a lot about that. It's lacking Mummy.
It has zero to do with any of the other movies too.
There's a folklore aspect to it, but it's not.
There's the old school ancient Egyptian piece.
That
ties it together, but it doesn't play like a typical Mummy movie.
It doesn't play like a typical Mummy movie. It's not like about trying to get the jars or any of those things you would see in like a Brendan Fraser Mummy, even in the Tom Cruise Mummy that came out. It was fine. It's not great. Although I will tell you, Jerry, one of the things I read, Cronin is hot, and he has a couple things. He's doing a show for Atomic Monster called Spiral, which is Irish folklore. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's going to be a very good show. It's like an anthology show about Irish folklore horror. And I think he is really good at that. And I think that could be really fun. And the other thing that he also made mention of, and you'll appreciate this, and the more I think about it, the more I like it. He's, as he's going through this, I've had a crack in an Evil Dead movie. I've done a Mummy movie. I have a movie coming out called I think it's called Bag of Bones coming out. So it's another horror film, like a slasher kind of movie. And he said, I would like a crack at Freddy Krueger. I'd like a crack at A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think he might be suited to it. He would be a good director for it. So like I said, it's a fun movie. You're not going to hear me complain.
I don't hate the idea after what I saw. After what we saw.
I think it could be fun. Raven, if you get a chance, you should check the chat. You should check the chat. It's specifically for you.
Oh no.
Good evening, friends. No. Good evening, Ken McKernan.
What I do?
And
it's doing it again. The internet messing with us all again.
What I do?
You're all freaking old. 40 years. No, she's not old. We're old. We're old.
It is.
Just from a small clip I saw, it seems satanic. No, it's a demon. It's not. Maybe. I don't know.
The ritualistic stuff, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Maybe a little satanic, but it's not Satan person. It can't. No. It's not satanic because it's not Christian folklore.
Right.
It's Egyptian folklore. So it's like,
right.
I don't know does Egyptian folklore have Satan? I don't know.
Not in that aspect, no.
It wasn't over the top great, and this comes from real exorcist. It's Gary. He's better with the folklore perspective. I like the folklore perspective. Again, it's a fine movie, but the notes that we have to give really quick before we get our guest. I don't want to keep Robert waiting too long. Super Mario Brothers, Mario Galaxy is dominating the box office. And here is a fun fact. It is almost at $700 million already. It is well on its way. It had a $36 million weekend. So it is huge. It is doing well. It is, it's just dominating. But the other interesting thing is that grossing $20 million was Project Hail Mary. So Project Hail Mary and Mario are dominating the box office. They're not letting
still going that movie, huh?
Yeah, that movie's it grossed $20 million. It's only $16 million off of Mario. It's been in release almost 2 weeks longer than Mario, and its drops are significantly lower every week. So we could see it get. I don't think it's going to get back to number one because I think there's going to be other movies coming out. But Mummy came in third, right, and that grossed about $13 million. And then the drama, another movie that's bouncing along, is up to about $40 million on like a $12 million budget, which gives us hope that we could have movies that are like not necessarily tentpole event movies. So that's cool. I'm super happy about that. If you're here and you're joining us for the first time, or if you like what you hear, you like as we interview Robert and you have a good time with us, please like and subscribe on all those good places: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, X, or whatever he's calling it this week, Threads, Blue Sky, all those places. IMDb, we're also on IMDb. This is Robert Dunne's card. It is time to bring Robert Dunne aboard our show. I am glad he is here. I am super excited because I cannot wait to talk to him about the irons he has in the fire. Because I've already reached out to him a couple times just because I have thoughts. Please, a warm, loud, nerdy welcome on a Tuesday night for Mr. Robert Dunne. Hello. Oh, why is his mic? Wait, his mic is muted. Hold on. Your mic is muted.
Uh-oh.
No, that wouldn't really be an impressive guest spot. That would be really lame.
Also, Robert's working on being a mime.
He's still interesting, and he says nothing.
Right?
It's incredible. He's doing the Life and Times of Marcel later.
Ooh, I think I know how to fix my lighting. I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, do what you got to do.
Okay,
there you go. Much better. Much darker.
There's a thing called the film industry, and I'm relatively familiar with lighting. Now the lighting's still kind of bad, but it's better than what it was. So I'll take it.
You correct.
It'd be worse. You could be sitting in this basement where I'm at.
Yeah, well, Jerry's in a basement in Pennsylvania.
I got a nice little glare right here.
Yeah,
I have one light.
Yeah, but look at the poster. Like you can have a glare if you have an original Thing poster.
Oh, that's true. I got my little Back to the Future, like 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, you got awesome. The DeLorean I see above.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm surrounded by toys. Just toys.
Oh, my toys are over here.
And a very significant ad right here. Jerry brought a Krull, an Atari 2600 Krull cartridge to me as a gift.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So then I took him to dinner. And
yeah, I have a Power Rangers morph.
That easy.
That's what I have. So
you have like the
Oh, do I? I have this.
Denise bought me this for the podcast.
Look at you.
She knows I'm a nerd.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a nerd off. We're gonna have a nerd off tonight, kids.
We were talking about tough guys earlier. Well,
just Joe. Joe's like, you want to do something, tough guy? And then he left. Like he just
Joe wins.
There's a lot of nerd stuff to go around down here.
We're going to do a segment later on the show, Robert. It came from Jerry's basement.
Oh,
he
cool.
pulls out shit every week. No, it could be. But when Jerry pulls out stuff, it's like he pulled out, like, no lie, just one night he like randomly through his stuff. He goes, oh, I have this too, and he pulls out the Godzilla from 76.
Wow.
The Godzilla, like with the firing hand and the tongue.
okay.
And he's like, yeah, it's just sitting in my basement. And I'm like, Jerry, that's worth like a grand.
So like it's just sitting here collecting dust.
So we know who to rob. We know who
to raid. He brought out a Mork and Mindy. He brought out a Mork and Mindy game last week or 2 weeks ago.
Mork and Mindy game, really?
Like a board game.
In the lunchbox.
He responded like I did. I didn't even know they made that.
I didn't.
That's okay. Robert, let's see if you really pass the nerd test. Where did Mork originate from? What show did Mork originate from?
Happy Days.
Yes. Thank God there's another person as steeped in pop culture as me. Because Raven looked at me and goes, "What are you talking? What is this Happy Days you speak about?" I'm like, he came and he fought Fonzie.
Right.
He came on the show. He slowed Fonzie down so he couldn't even do the hey. Like it was amazing.
There was a few spin-offs from Happy.
Was that before the shark or after the shark?
Yeah. What was that?
Was that before the shark or after the shark?
It was before the shark.
So why did we reference the shark if we don't reference the alien?
Because the alien was one of the most magnetic, charismatic actors in the history of time. And when he came on the show, he was amazing, and he was like doing all his voices, and he was fucking crazy.
I do voices.
No, listen, I love Robbie Williams. I'm just surprised that we referenced the shark.
The jump in the shark is a particular.
Because look who the alien is.
Yeah, but like I said, the jump in the shark thing was far worse in the grand scheme of Happy Days. The jump in the shark was, to put in perspective, the jumping the shark was the entire family going to a trip.
Oh no, I'm saying I've never seen the shark episode. I've seen the alien episode.
Okay,
that's fine. The shark
alien is realistic.
100 times worse.
The shark is.
Yeah, the shark is terrible. The shark is in a cage with and Fonzie is in a leather jacket with jeans doing like a jump over the shark. It's
exactly unrealistic. Alien, completely realistic. I'm not even high today.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of
Adam yesterday.
Adam West.
Well, that's a given.
Kind of
everybody was. Ken McKernan, this is Canuck Ken, Robert. He says, "Hi, Robert.
Hey,
welcome to the madness. Welcome to the madness."
Canadian friend.
That is the nicest Ken in the universe, according to Barbie.
Elena is a real life exorcist.
Who
watches our show. Yeah, we got stuff. I
have a Generation 1 book of The Exorcist somewhere.
Nice.
I shouldn't lose that. I should know where that is.
On Gabe's show the other day, we had an actor, Charles Edwin Powell, was on, and he was talking. He was one of the actors that was used in the reshoots for The Exorcist 3.
Next time, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joe didn't get a Crow game. Sorry, Joe. I guess you're just not important.
No.
Jerry pulled it out. He's going to the home. Well, he's not going to pull it out, but he's going to pull something out later.
Hey.
And then Elena says, it was an original 1970 Toxic Avenger poster signed by the cast before printed and published on my wall. Nice.
That's awesome.
That is good. That's great.
I'm also streaming to my Instagram too. So
nice. We are appreciative of that.
Yeah, of course.
I have questions. Okay, so you have become a Renaissance guy right now, and you've gone viral. Let's talk about that first.
Oh, you read the script I told you to say. Awesome.
Yes, exactly. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I'm going to do a brief explanation, and then I would like to get your ideas on how this occurred, because I watched this podcast too. So you have started to do a parody of a podcast called The Necessary Conversation.
Yes.
The Necessary Conversation is essentially about two Gen X kids and their
brother
parents
and sister
who are MAGA-based parent. They've become MAGA-obsessed parents, and it's just a brother and sister who get on every week and try to have conversations with their parents and try to talk them down off the wall. You play every one of the people in the show, and you have now started to develop a parody where you're essentially doing pop culture stories.
Yeah.
And running it through the fabric of the show, with the mom saying, asking well, I don't know if that's really what happened, and the dad just kind of sitting there on a chair.
Don't know that. Yeah.
We don't know that. We don't know what happened. Where did you get the idea? And you just did a boys parody.
Yeah, which was kind of ironic because they apparently just talked about the boys on their podcast. That was not planned. It was like the stars, if you put out to the universe, universe just gives it right back. That's how it works.
Well, yes, they were talking. Somebody had mentioned because I watched the show, and you got mentioned too.
Yeah,
which was super cool for you.
That was like I didn't know how to react. I was like,
they showed it to the mom. The mom is the nicest, sweetest lady, except for her political beliefs.
Right,
She's the nicest, sweetest lady. And so they showed it to the mom, and the mom was just like, "Oh, he's so nice."
Yeah, she seems really sweet. Like,
she's like, "Is the person with the towel on the head supposed to be me?" And it's like, yes, just white hair, and the way you do it is with the towel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So where did you come up with the idea?
Well, like I saw clips, and it was just, the parents just seem to disagree about crazy stuff. Like, I won't get into it, but I'm just like, will they agree on anything? And so I just was like, what if it started with me referencing Power Rangers, because Power Rangers is like my nerd thing. Everyone has their nerd, like their top nerd thing, Star Wars, Batman.
I sent you Star Wars. I specifically sent you a thing where like Palpatine needs to control the government. Yeah.
I would love to go big with Star Wars because that's like the biggest one you could do, but we'll see. I obviously it's on my mind.
I like what you've been picking. You've been picking really smart, fun, like off the wall, like the boys. Where did you come up with what happened?
Yeah.
How did you
do it? Basically it was just an idea of like, could they agree with if this took place in Angel Grove, would they be on Rita's side? They probably would. So I just started like being silly, and I'm like, okay, why don't I just film it? And like they totally like are missing the point. Power Rangers are bad, Rita's good. Obviously not Rita's fault. Rita's the greatest. So I did that just on a whim, and that one blew up, and I was like, oh snap. And like I have like my cousin who also he's on TikTok, Nikki the Good, shout out. He calls me up and he's like, Robert, what's going on with TikTok right now? And I'm like, I don't know. And so I just started doing more of them because I had fun doing them. They're really fun to write. And
first off, they're the nicest, sweetest family. Yeah. Right. And like they're like they could hate their parents and not want to spend any time with them, but they're legit spending time with their parents every week, trying to work things through. Mm-hmm. And the son is like dyed in the wool liberal, lives in California. Mm-hmm. The daughter like runs a a bakery where all of the people who work at her bakery are LGBTQ. Like it's a mess of a family
more opposite.
Yes, it's a mess. They live in Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
And they just kind of like they're just bouncing along. You did one for the boys, and then they talked about the boys, and I was like, somebody up there likes Robert.
Yeah,
I don't know. They saw your videos.
Yeah, that, and I try not.
They have
like. Oh yeah. They've done like, I think I've seen 2 mentions, which is cool. I would love to reach out to them. Not only one to thank them, because one of the things I noticed that Chad did was he really made sure to get my username right, and that was cool. That was like, okay, you're putting.
He's in the business. He's in a weird business actually. Like he is a professional game show creator. Like he creates people to go on shows like Survivor. It's super interesting.
Yeah.
Like he has a podcast about The Bachelor, a podcast about Survivor. Like he's in the business, so he understands the concept. What one has been your favorite thus far? What parody has been your favorite?
There have been times where I'm trying to think. So it might near and dear to my heart. It's probably going to be Power Rangers. It just is. Maybe
I don't think she caused the putty problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You saw Rita hatch the putties.
Yeah, yeah. And then like the mom's like, they're like they saw a yellow character with sharp teeth, and the mom's like, well, the Power Ranger's yellow, and with the yellow Power Rangers are yellow with
she has teeth on her mask.
Character. But things kind of changed because I noticed I was really into it when I got the hat. Which
yes, you got Bob's hat.
Here. So
Bob has a hat.
He has a giant MAGA hat, this big. And
he wears it all the time. He got it from, I think he got it from Hassan Piker.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's a story behind the hat. He got it from somebody where they were on a different podcast and somebody sent him a hat.
Oh, how nice.
And now he wears it all the fucking time.
Yeah. And they said something like he wore it in Walmart like a couple times. I'm like, okay. Well, it makes you happy, bro. I guess. But yeah.
Star Wars is the height. What's one that you kind of looked at and went, I would love this one to work, but it's not up to my up to what you've set, because you've done a bunch of them and they're really funny.
Yeah.
And they're all on point. They're all, what I noticed when I sent you the message was these are specifically on point for people my nerd speed.
Yeah.
They're specifically like, they mention things so, the Power Rangers thing was so succinctly, Angel Grove, and like, Goldar is obviously the one who has the teeth, and it's like,
yeah,
they're so on point. Where it was a one where you just went and you did it, and you're like,
well, there's some that like I was a fan of, but I didn't know every little detail. Like I know Power Rangers like and everything, but like I liked He-Man, but I didn't know every little detail about He-Man, so I didn't want to get something wrong because I have to know the material and then write jokes about it because someone will call me out, especially like when I did the Pokemon one. Like obviously I know Pokemon, but like. There are people who know it, and I'm like, what if I got something wrong in the joke? And I actually
this is where he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. This is where me and you share our moment in the stars. Right now, I am living that Pokemon life. I just had dinner with Jerry this past week. He visited Orlando. My nephew is fucking obsessed with Pokemon. Okay. I don't know how it started. I don't know where it started, but we are in it. I take him to appointments and do things with him. And I'm in a car, and he's just like, "Who's this Pokemon? Who's this Pokemon?"
My niece
I don't know.
Getting out of that phase. I
don't know.
Nightmare.
And so it is a nightmare, but it's fun. It's fun.
Welcome to Pokemon Go, JW. You will hate it.
And I did get something wrong in a recent one that I did a 101 Dalmatians one, and I said that they're from France, and they're not. And I'm like, oh crap! Like I'm a phony. I'm a fraud. But
a fraud. I don't even know
where my best.
They're from England, aren't they? They're from
yeah, I don't know why I thought they're. I don't know. I'm an idiot.
Well, because I'm gonna give you a reprieve, and the way you're gonna defend it.
Okay.
Cruella, the movie with the Begonia star that she just did, Stone.
Oh, Emma Stone.
Right?
Yeah,
Emma Stone. That one takes place in France. So you're.
So everyone else is the problem.
Yes, not you.
That's what I try to tell my therapist. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Everyone else is the problem.
It's all their problem. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I say.
Now you have to do the therapist.
It's Marvel Disney. They're trying to gaslight you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, as a country, we're a fan of gaslighting right now. It is what it is. It is what it is.
So you'd be surprised how long these kind of take. They do take a while, but there's like another, like I would love to do a Lord of the Rings one. And I have ideas for that, are a bit bigger than just like shooting each character and I'm done. And it's just a matter of like, can I pull it off or not?
Because they have clips. Because sometimes during the show, and again, I'm a big fan of the show. I really like the show because I think the kids. I think the parents are very sweet. I don't know the Bob's sweet, but the parents are kind of sweet.
Right.
And the kids are desperately trying to just have a conversation with them. And like their dad is sitting there like with the hat and just fucking communists. And it's like,
You know what I'll tell you too? I don't know if anyone here Red Letter Media fans or familiar with them. If not, that's okay.
What is Red Letter Media? Explain.
Okay. All right, guys. That's my time. Thank you so much. No,
I'm out.
No, it's a YouTube channel I love, and they have a character called Mr. Plinkett. They got famous for doing Star Wars reviews where the voice, there's like a voice that kind of sounds like
no, I've seen this.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-hour review of a movie, right?
Yeah.
Where they essentially go over like, okay, I am not going to say I'm a fan, but I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble, but I've heard them. I've heard the one about Return of the Jedi. The Return of the Jedi is one that I think where he kind of just, you make 2 great movies and then you make this.
And then you make this. Oh
and
my
then you
God.
Make this. Yeah. Oh my God. It's got the Ewoks. What the fuck?
What the fuck's that? Yeah. Star Wars is the worst thing. What does he say? Star Wars is the I don't know. He's making fun of the Phantom Menace. But anyway, my point is that character kind of like is like a mix of my attempt at the dad impression and Mr. Plinkett. So I kind of like bullshit.
Yes,
like,
because Bob is essentially a guy sitting on a couch.
He's Mr. Plinkett. Yeah,
he is.
Yeah.
But so is there a? Let me ask a question because it's a viral sensation. Jerry has also been a viral sensation. Jerry had a thing where it was a guitar riff with another guitar player, correct? Because Jerry's in a band called Slapjaw.
Slapjaw.
Do you think there is a expiration date on this? Is this something that you think you can prolong to the point where you're like, somebody comes up to you and goes, Robert, I don't know how to tell you this, but you have to stop doing it.
I'm retiring off of this. Okay. No. No, honestly,
we all
fair.
Yeah, no, honestly, it goes as long until I don't find it funny anymore. That's really it. If I don't find it funny, then I don't want to do it because I don't want to just pander. I don't want to just like, I got to do it because like it has to still feel funny to me. And if it does, cool. And if, so that's kind of how I go about it.
Well, and that internet is hit and miss too.
Yeah,
it is. One video goes here, the next one is flat.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's go to some comments. Also, this is just a fun question. Hi, I guess. Okay, hi.
That was yesterday.
Usually it's like hi, exclamation point, but we'll go hi.
Hi.
I have come in as a guest with Joe before in the past on here, but I mostly lecture at conventions. Again, I'm terrified of your job, so you're not going to be on my show. I'm terrified of that shit. One of our network guys did one of the last interviews with Jason David Frank.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. Thank God for TMNT versus Power Rangers. Gave me hope to be Fat Power Ranger. I'd be the Brown Ranger.
The Brown Ranger. What animal was that?
Ryan West. Oh dear God, Bob. I just can't with him.
Yep.
I'm afraid Ryan West is a host on one of our other shows, Technical Difficulties. I'm afraid if I fall off a cliff with Pokemon Go. Just walking along, catching shit. Power Rangers are going to hell.
Oh my. That's that a movie pitch?
Power Rangers
like a Jason goes to hell, but Power Rangers.
Just as they get older, they struggle. They should have bombed Eternia. There you go. Jerry had a virus. Jerry had a virus? When did you have a virus?
Jerry had a virus.
Jerry had a virus. Jerry had a virus.
I don't know.
You do impressions pretty well as well. But Bob references. Yeah. Just Bob references.
Very like out of context comments. I love it. It's like trying to pick it apart.
It happens.
We're an eclectic show. We're an eclectic group.
I love it.
Of internet adventurers. You know this. I definitely want to get into going to a PopCon. A PopCon was a lot of fun. I met you and Sean, and
that was really fun. I had a great time.
We had such a good time. You and I near the end of the night were drinking, and then midway through, I looked at you and I said, "I can't stay here because I'm getting eaten alive."
Yeah.
This was a really cool setup for a con, but it was like a Camp Crystal Lake kind of situation.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, they put everybody under a dome, like a structure,
pitch black, except for a bright screen next to a lake in Florida.
Nice.
I mean, what are you trying to do here?
It was, and I went over because Joe and I were leaving because we were getting eaten alive, and I was like, I want to go say goodbye to the Cannibal Comedian guys because we had such a good time with you guys. You know, we went to your thing, and we it was fun. Bouncing around talking about like horror movies and things we love. But that fucking night under that fucking dome, I've never been eaten more as a person by bugs in my life. And when Joe got to the car, Joe looked down and he had a mosquito on him that was roughly the size of Cleveland.
Wow.
And I'm like, Joe, there's a mosquito on you right now. No, it was like it was like a perfect. There was nothing under the dome except the light, the screen. The lake was right next to the dome, and then food and beverages were laid out. Like sugar everywhere.
I feel like if we had the off spray, mosquitoes would be like, "You have no power here.
You take your off. You go."
Yeah.
So now you're from the Florida area originally.
Yeah,
correct?
originally, yeah.
You're from Tampa, right?
So, yeah, I'm specifically. So I was born in New York, but I grew up in Hernando County, specifically Spring Hill. If anyone knows where that is, it's basically like an hour north. I just say it's an hour north of Tampa. It's the easiest way to describe it. But yeah, definitely closer to Tampa, but I would go out to Orlando all the time. Cause I started acting in Florida, and so I would be in Orlando all the time.
What was your first gig? What was your first books?
So, my first like professional paid gig was a commercial. Do you remember Bright House Networks? I don't know if anyone's familiar. Yeah, I did a Bright House commercial.
Yellow and blue, right?
Yeah. I did a Bright House commercial. That was my first. And then I booked it was a Star Wars fan film. Just getting started, but they paid everyone. It was like kind of a high budget Star Wars fan film. So I was just having a great time. I was like, cool.
What did you play in a Star Wars fan film? What did you play?
I played like the main Jedi in it. So I was just happy to be a Jedi.
See, I think being a Jedi would be terrible. Like,
I
know Jedis are cool, but as everybody on the show knows, I'm a Han Solo guy. Obviously, Indiana Jones. I'm a Han Solo guy, so I was like, you're confined by not being able to have like sex or love or any of those cool things.
Yeah, it's okay.
And you get a lightsaber in the Force, but you also might end up miserable and go to the dark side. You know, like
I'll be fine.
I'd rather just be a rogue, like smuggling shit.
I see the benefit.
Wait. If you're a Jedi, you have to be celibate.
Jedis are
not. What movie was that?
They don't have to know.
First three. Well, yeah, okay. So let's extrapolate this out.
In these movies.
Let's extrapolate Robert out. They don't have to know. You're right, Robert. They don't have to know.
And it's none of their business.
The kid goes crazy over the woman he loves and becomes the biggest, baddest.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
I just thought it was cool, because
for the life,
he's like how old
devices he has to wear because he gets so badly destroyed.
Yeah, except for like the Ollie and lava part. That part kind of sucks, but everything else like pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Next it gets to watch the Death Star getting built.
They killed his family. There's all that stuff.
Jedi are not supposed to do anything that involves emotion.
Just to piss off JW. Hey. Where's the Enterprise in that movie again?
It was probably. Oh no! Oh no! She accidentally got disconnected. Her Wi-Fi must be.
That's right. Her Wi-Fi is terrible. Oh, no. I don't know what happened to Raven.
Golly.
Oh, you're back.
The Enterprise in Star Wars. That's probably where it is.
That's what happened. Oh, your internet wasn't good.
She got beamed up.
Always better.
Yeah. Dial-up.
Ryan West says Jedis did shadier shit than they let on. They're allegedly like church.
I agree.
Get robot arms, breathe heavy all the time. Wasn't exactly robot arms. Vader doesn't have robot arms. It's a chest breather that allows him to breathe because Anakin's cut everything off. Legs, arms. Yes. Talk about the Dark Knight Retires. How did you become the boy wonder?
Oh my goodness, Ken. Oh my goodness. I did not.
We have very knowledgeable people on our network, Robert. I'm so excited you're here.
So I actually think this is hilarious. It's so I did a web series called The Dark Knight Retires where I played Robin. But what really hit it off, that at least the bigger reaction, was that series, because it was like made by me and like two other guys, Hunter Davis and Mike Mello. And it was taking a long time to make because it was just us three and that was it. And so we did a side series where it's basically Robin vlogging from home. And Robin's like kind of an idiot. And so we started doing these vlogs of Robin, and we did a thing called the Robin Video Diaries. And it's on YouTube, and it's me dressed up as Robin acting like a moron. And it was so much fun, though. It was like that kind of dumb humor that tickles me. So if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't, kind of thing. So yeah, that was great.
So the question becomes, if I wouldn't have my nerd credentials, and Raven would jump all over me and do an Enterprise Star Wars question again. What Robin were you?
Which Robin was it? Good question. I think it was definitely, because I don't think we ever said his real name.
It was. You didn't say it was like whether it was Dick Grayson or Jason Todd or Damian Lane.
What's the one that he wore like a Speedo?
That's a rather odd thing to ask, Robert.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
I wasn't old enough to rent that movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with the tights.
I don't participate in that kind of shit on YouTube, Robert.
The Bert, the
Boy Wonder. Yes, that's Robin.
That one.
Well, so if you're saying it's somebody dumb, Dick Grayson was an acrobat, so he was kind of like not. He was in the family business, wasn't super bright.
That makes more sense, actually. We'd probably go with that.
Because Jason Todd becomes a different
character. He was the Robin that wasn't dead. That's what I'm guessing. That's right, Brian.
The one that wasn't dead.
Yeah, it was that one.
I'm guessing the Robin that wasn't dead. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, we did have an episode where Joseph Gordon-Levitt calls me, and I'm like pissed because he's like portraying me incorrectly in The Dark Knight. So I don't know. That's like a made up thing there.
The funny thing there, Robert, is the only thing that makes him Robin in The Dark Knight is that his name is actually Robin.
Yeah.
Again, another weird decision by Christopher Nolan.
There's also a whole episode that's animated of Robin Video Diaries. So if you like cartoons, I animated one of the episodes. I animate because I'm like a Newgrounds guy from back in the day. If anyone remembers Newgrounds, so I animated a Robin Video Diaries episode. So I don't know. I'd say check it out.
Is the requisite artist. She just shook her head like, yes, I know what that is.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about.
Newgrounds. Jerry and I were like, Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Is that a coffee brand?
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Well, I don't know that I'm funny. I'm just here trying to make things work. And like I said, I enjoy your work. Let's talk a little bit about a movie you did recently. It's kind of hit all the places. It's streaming everywhere now. Let's talk a little bit about Cannibal Comedian.
It's Aaron's face. Gross.
It is Aaron's. No. Well, Aaron's. Look, there are not a lot of images, and I couldn't find particularly one of you, which was really difficult.
What's the deal?
What is wrong with the bad guy in the movie not getting pictures?
I don't get it. Yeah, Sean.
So
what the heck?
What's going on, Sean? Sean was so great. Ryan was great.
Sean's great. Everyone's awesome.
I think we talked about for 20 minutes, the four of us, when we first walked into the one room where one of the Ninja Turtles was actually sitting down talking to people. You guys had a table right next to him. And I'm like, Joe and I were talking. We're like, yeah, but these guys, I'm having a good conversation over here. He's like, well, you want to go talk to a Ninja Turtle? I'm like, no, I'm talking to these guys about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. So let's talk about Cannibal Comedian. It's everywhere now. I was looking. It's on Tubi. It's on Fandango for free. What is the coolness about being in what is considered a cult horror film?
It was cool. Like when it first, like, because we premiered on Streambox, and that became like the #1 horror film on Streambox for a while. And it was like, it was like us and then like Terrifier, which was crazy at the time, and also we love like Dave. I love David. I love all the Terrifier guys because we would like run into them when we were doing our tour. But yeah, it was just wild. So that was just really cool. It was just cool to like see people, you know, at the screenings, just be laughing at, you know, at the jokes and everything. Cause it's a very silly movie. It's definitely more comedy than horror. And that part was cool. That part was cool to me, that the jokes landed, I guess. Instead of like, you guys tried to be funny, you know.
they're
no respect, I tell you. Yeah.
I get no respect. They're dad jokes. A lot of the stuff is dad jokes, and like, but they're very funny. And you and Aaron have a really good chemistry until you don't have a really good chemistry anymore.
Yeah.
And what is it like now? I have a question about what maybe was the basis for you play a comedy guy who's running a comedy, like a joke store kind of place, and you're not very good and you steal other people's material at will. Is it based on anybody you've met, or like, you don't have to tell, you don't have to say or anything, but is it like, there are pieces of real people in the people you've met? Cause you're a joke writer, you do those things.
Yeah, it was definitely, I was stealing a bit of like Dice, like Andrew Dice Clay, because he's got the leather jacket. I'm not going on stage going, oh, you know, but you know, I try to have that ego, and then that like probably a little bit of Pauly Shore, where it's like he
the one I was thinking.
Yeah, and also he's the owner of the comedy club and everything, and so yeah.
And there was always a big talk, like in the movie. One of the things that comes up is when his mom ran the place, it was super happy.
Which is Pauly Shore's mom run the Mitzi ran the comedy store. So yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I picked that up. I feel great.
Definitely.
So you have a bitter end in the movie. It's not a spoiler. You get your comeuppance as a bad guy in a horror film. You get your Burke moment.
Well, what's cool about it is the way like Sean wrote it, and also Sean let us like play around with improv, is that it's kind of like Carrie. He's I don't know, he kind of stays an asshole to the bitter end. Not that there's an end for him, honestly. Like, so you never know, he could come back, but yeah, he just kind of like is still giving his like
speaking of bionic feet.
Yeah, I'll give you whatever you want, okay?
Yeah. I'll go on an all-inclusive vacation just for you. You know,
I'll be gone forever. And then it was the switch. Like, well, you know what? The hell with you? Like,
he's just such a crummy guy, and I don't know. I think I've met people like him, and so people that I meet in my life. I don't know if this is something I do therapeutically. Therapeutically, is that a word? I don't know. Therapeutically, I'm using it. It is now. If I meet someone that's annoying or is like a dick to me, they kind of start to become a real character that I'll like act out. And it's just my way of coping. Instead of getting angry at them, like, oh, you're such a dick. Like, I then like turn them into a comedy bit. Not in front of them, just like in my life. And I'm sure that Carrie has come from people that I've met in the industry that I'm just like, ooh, like you really grind my gears, you know, and then I just brought it out there.
It would be funny to do
you
it.
You had a very funny bit in the last couple of days. I don't know if it went up today or yesterday, where basically you lived in New York at some point. Was it New York proper? Was it New York?
Yeah, so I'm originally born in Brooklyn, but I really grew up in Florida. So,
but you have people that you, when you go into auditions, ask you, can you do a New York accent?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's always that, like, you know, here's the thing, as an actor, you want the gig, right? And so if they say, hey, can you do a Texas accent or something? You're like,
yes.
Yeah, I definitely can. When do we start?
Do you ride a horse? Yes, I do.
Yeah. And then you get off the phone and you start like, how do I do a Texas accent? So that's kind of like how I was just kind of making fun of that. And I used a clip from, it was a SNL sketch where it was like the Ryan Gosling School of Acting or something. And so I just used that bit and put it over mine. And, you know, it's like Harry stealing jokes and, you know.
Yeah, it's very creative. Like I said, one of the things that in watching your stuff that I am most intrigued with, And again, I just like sending you. I send you messages. I feel like I'm fangirling to you.
No, not at all.
But I send you messages like, this shit was funny. I enjoyed this. Like, this was good. I also sent you a message the other day. You brought up a really interesting point. You like movie soundtracks.
I love movie soundtracks. Yeah, definitely.
And as a kid who grew up in a movie theater, which is what I did, and my dad only owned movie soundtracks.
Wow, really? That's cool.
Yeah, like just record after record after record. And you asked the question, what is your favorite sad movie soundtrack?
Yeah.
And they sent you the one that came to mind immediately was there's a bit by Michael Giacchino in Up.
Yeah.
After she gets sick. Yeah. After she gets sick, where she, she's failing and he's taking her, they've had the whole marriage has happened and she gets sick. So do you have a favorite like movie soundtrack that's not sad that you just you love? What's your top five? What's your top five?
Top five, good question. So I do love the Forrest Gump suite because it's not even just it's emotional, but I just love the Forrest Gump suite. I kind of like Alan Silvestri in general, so like obviously Back to the Future.
You're a Back to the Future guy.
Yeah, I am a Back to the Future guy. But as far as other ones go that are more like I loved Inception. I was obsessed with the Inception soundtrack. Most recently was F1. I don't know if you heard the F1 soundtrack. So bad. I've been listening to that like on the Stairmaster, and I'm just like, I'm Brad Pitt right now in a race car. And that's been like the one I've been listening to recently. There's been so many that I just go to. Also, one of my favorite soundtracks ever is the soundtrack from Lost, the TV show Lost. It's so pretty. It's just beautiful.
That's Giacchino as well.
It is. Yep, absolutely.
Who's now directing movies? Like he's now directing shows and movies. Do you have any classic? Like I'm a huge. I love Lawrence of Arabia. Like I think the Lawrence of Arabia soundtrack is like one of those ones when you hear it in the theater and it's on like all around you and it's just and then the desert, fucking Peter O'Toole in a white fucking tunic, just stabbing Arabs, and it's like like it's just. Is there any classic movies that you look at the soundtrack and go, that's one from the past?
So when we say classic, we're getting pretty old, right?
Let's go past like the 80s. Like the 80s are easy. Like Raiders, Empire. I
like the Star Wars theme.
yeah. Well, 70. I would like 78. John Williams. I'm a John Williams guy. I think everybody is.
Right. Yeah.
When that person passes away, everybody's gonna be just sad, listening to fucking triumphant music for to celebrate his life. I think Superman is better than Star Wars for me.
Interesting. Oh, the theme, yeah.
I think Superman is a better John Williams theme than Star Wars. But then if you tell me, let's talk Duel of the Fates,
right?
Duel of the Fates is a specific.
Yes.
Like it's a really, really good orchestra soundtrack. But if you put it up against Superman, I'm very much a Superman Raiders.
Well, I'll tell you, a buddy of mine he's been doing very well as a composer. His name's Gordy Hobb. He's probably the closest that no one will ever be John Williams, but he's probably going to be the closest we get to someone taking the mantle. He's been killing it with the Star Wars games, the Indiana Jones games. He's been winning awards like crazy. I mean, and also he's one of the nicest people ever. Really understands William. Like this guy lives and breathes music. He's always like working in Abbey Road. Like he's nuts. He's just constantly working. And obviously we'll never be able to have the same thing after.
So he just did Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, right?
Yeah. So shout out to
him. Look at you. You're just like name dropping. Like I have a BAFTA friend. I have a friend that won a BAFTA.
Like I because the thing is like he's not obviously like I had to describe him. That's why I try to give him a shout out because he's not that he needs my shout out, but he's just so talented as a composer.
Yeah, he gets. I'm immediately doing research on him, and we'll study him now that you mentioned him. So that's a really cool thing. Let's talk. have to talk about Criminal Minds.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to work with some really great people. You got to play a young version of a character. There was rumors they were gonna spin it off.
Yeah.
Anything?
I could go into that too. Yeah.
Anything? Well, I don't mean in a bad. I wanted, like, every once in a while when I talk things on this show, they come to life.
Yeah.
And so Jerry and I were talking about it. Like, every once in a while I put together things with my other show, my movie history show, Generation Movie, and this, and everything kind of like spins, and it just kind of goes merrily into the ether.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it goes merrily into the ether, and then all of a sudden there's whatever.
Something materializes.
What was it? It's weird. Jerry and I have talked about it. Raven, not so much. I haven't talked about it with Raven, but Jerry and I have talked about it. I have weird shit happen on this show where we talk to somebody or something happens, and then all of a sudden, hey, something good happened to them. That's what we want. What's going on with that, and what was it like working on the show?
So that was definitely probably one of the biggest honors of my life, just because that show has such an audience, 15 plus years on the OG show, and then they had a comeback. But yeah, and also the lead of the show is played by Joe Mantegna, who I played on the show. And it was just awesome. I was cast on the show back in season 8, and it was just kind of a small little thing of, looking back into David Rossi's character's name, David Rossi's life. And then 2 years later, I get a call to come back, and I had to re-audition again. And that was a lot of stress, because I would hate to lose the role of something I already booked in the past. So I was like, I really hope I could get it the second time, because they were going to bring him back in a bigger way. And
I just hope they like me.
Yeah. Please like me a second time. But what made it a little bit more intense was Joe Mantegna was walking around the lot, and he saw me, and we knew each other at that point. And they're like, oh yeah, he's auditioning for at this point it was season 10, and he's like, oh, can I watch? And I'm just like, oh, why do you have to watch? And so, but he was there, he watched my audition, and luckily I got
there with a pen and pad.
Yeah. He's like, so I have some notes. No, he's been nothing but supportive, still keep in touch with him. But anywho, I get to set when we finally are shooting. They end up casting Ben Savage, who played because in season 1 through 3 there was a different lead character. The character's name was Jason Gideon, so he played a young Jason Gideon. I played young David Rossi, and that was cool to work with Ben Savage. He was such a nice guy. We hit it off right away. Great with dry humor. I'm a dry humor guy, so is Ben, so we were just bouncing jokes back and forth. And then I started hearing rumors that they wanted to do a spin-off show of the 2 younger characters, how they got started. And it just didn't happen. It was like an idea that was thrown into the ether. And, studio had their reasons why or why not they were going to do it. And, but I'm over it. I'm obviously over it. You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry. Okay, so our show offers
tonight.
Oh, good. So wait a second. I have I have Raven tonight. I have pulled a Raven. So we had a couple weeks back, we had somebody on our show, Jameson Newlander, who was in the Lost Boys, and he was on the show, and Raven made him cry. It was funny. Like, she didn't even really know she did it, but I'm like, yeah, he was crying. And now I've done it. So Raven's off the hook. Which is funny because I invited you on our show, and I fucking
the sad truth is, and I've actually talked with Joe Mantegna about this, that they probably would have, because I wasn't, Ben Savage is the name, and I'm just a guy who got lucky. And so they might have just recast it anyway for a bigger name. But Joe was nice enough to be like, when I told him that, he was like, yeah, I don't know, you're the guy. You're the guy. And I'm like, that just warms my heart. The fact that he would go to bat. Whether he has any power, that's another question. You would think the lead of the show would have more of a say, but it's really the producers. So everyone else has to make that decision.
Okay, so I don't feel quite as bad because Joe Montana picked you. That's good.
Yeah, you should still.
That's
feel
a good memory.
Bad. Just a little.
Okay, so I didn't pull a rating.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm good. I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
I brought it up and fucking apparently made you relive something horrible.
No, it's funny.
Awesome. For me,
the fact that they even considered it, that was cool. Like, honestly, like, jokes aside, that it was a cool, the fact that they even thought of that idea, I'm like, that's awesome. Like, that's cool. So
let me ask you a question. You also have dove into the podcasting realm.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the show is Down with DP Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's Robert Dunne and Rob Preen.
Yeah. Long last name, Ron Prendamano.
You gotta sound that one out for you.
Yeah, you do.
You Italian fans out there. Tell us a little bit about the podcast and like what is it? Is it just like your musings on a world gone wild?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a podcast where it's, so I'll just tell you, like, Ron Prendamano, he's a stand-up comedian in Queens, New York, and I'm in LA, and yeah, it's unscripted comedy, so we talk about a plethora of things, which, we've heard this format before, but it's more about, it's a great, podcasting can kind of be a great way to, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Self-therapeutic.
Yeah. A creative outlet. There we go. I got it.
That.
Yeah. I talk on a microphone. So yeah, a creative outlet, everyone. So yeah, and also the DP part, obviously it's a silly name. So Robert Dunne, Ron Prendamano, DP. So don't worry, it's not a porn podcast, but it could be if the audience wants it to be. But right now, no plans.
What's your favorite topic that you've talked about on the show that got the most, that got mileage that you didn't expect? Like, why would anybody care about my opinion on this?
Well, I could tell you so we had a few like opinions, nothing like controversial. Like, we talked about how I don't know, just silly stuff like the Home Alone 2 interior house is now boring and not fun anymore. And that got a lot of people talking, but we have a segment on it called Cold Jokes that I love. And that's when, and SNL does this. So where we write each other jokes that we haven't, and we read it live for the first time on the podcast.
So it's a little bit like the Michael Shea and
yes, absolutely. Okay. But people can also write into the show. We have a segment called Penetrating Questions, and people do. So on our bio, you can actually write into the show completely anonymous. I actually don't know who's writing in, so unless you tell me, and that's really fun, because then that feels like you're interacting more with your listeners, kind of like how you're doing the chat right now. It just feels more fun,
organic. So, we do everything. We at one point talked about doing taped, but we really like the idea that people are sitting by their computers, just kind of watching us and having a good time.
Yeah.
So I Ryan is a good guy, known from New York Horror Film Festival.
Ryan, yeah, Ryan's the man.
Gabe is a guy. I talked to a Ninja Turtle once after half an ounce.
Was this Ninja Turtle real?
He has a lot of toys. Ryan has a lot of toys.
Okay.
Ryan has a lot of turtle stuff. Awesome. Every fight is a food fight when you're a cannibal.
I see you talking to me.
I'm not gonna lie. I talk to Indy, maybe Superman on occasion. I just got my Joker in the mail. Like,
ooh, cool.
He's gorgeous.
Nice.
And I didn't get the terrible one that everybody's getting that has weird orange pants. So he's right next to my Batman.
That's cool.
Well, I finally have Jokers for both my Batmans now. It's fantastic. They need to have somebody to fight. Cannibals are just fed up with people.
Oh, there they are.
Gabe
I love the puns. I love the puns.
He's a punny guy.
Yeah. I love it.
No, I'm not doing that one, Joe. Jeremy had to swear for that in his basement. Define
Maybe I'll
real.
bring that down for you, Joe.
Define real.
What is real?
And then, what's the good time to start that you speak? When does this good time start that you speak of? Well, you know what? For our show. Thank you, Ken. We have guests.
In about 30 seconds.
Don't be mean, Ken.
Starts when you arrive.
If you ever want a
York enough.
Slightly old but well-rounded, literally well-rounded pop culture person on your show, I would love to come on.
You are enough.
You are enough, Ken.
You are enough, Ken. It's okay.
Enough.
No, why? No, no. How is River Phoenix doing? Not well.
Ooh, yeah, still.
That's dark. Stop taking it off. It's bad. It's bad, Raven. I can't believe you did that. Okay, so if you would love to stick around, we do 2 segments left on the show before. We'd love to have you stick around. We do a Twilight Zone segment. It came from Jerry's basement. Would you like to stick around, Robert, or are you leaving?
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay, cool.
I want to see what's in the basement.
Yeah, yes. He always brings out. Again,
I fell for this before, but I'll do it again. Fool me once.
It came from Jerry's basement. And you'll see it's the scariest, creepiest basement ever, Robert.
Well, sometimes.
Look at it. Sometimes it is. What do you got tonight, Jerry?
Okay. Tonight I had to move the camera back a little bit.
You got to move the camera because.
So
what do you got? The fucking GI Joe flag?
No. So I've got This is a 1983
Tycho Super Cliffhangers.
Slot car.
It's not even fucking open, Jerry.
It is.
Okay, it is. Now the box is damaged. It's not that good.
For this particular set that came with it. Let me move this one aside here.
It's open.
Okay. Then we've got that. We've got the glow in the dark versions that came out in '88.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
That is, but those things actually go fast.
These are
like those things can actually hurt your fingers.
These glow in the dark.
Of course they do.
Came with that set.
Of course they do. Of course they glow in the dark.
And then got this 1980 collision set.
Jerry, I feel like you're gonna have a stroke doing this.
But you used them, right? Like
I have built them, and these are the cars that came with that.
No, he doesn't use them. No, it's like, do I use them? No.
You know what? No, this particular track, this 1980 set, it doesn't have grooves like the other ones. These are just flat pieces of metal.
So wait a second, they're just cars that skid along?
They just go along on the track.
Okay, so you know what happened here, Jerry. Jerry, you know what happened here. Some kid ate one of the pieces of metal. And then they had to like make them plastic or put grooves in so the cars couldn't come off.
Some kid ruined it all.
One of our friends from the 80s ate one. What happened.
I thought was cool when I got this, because I never saw a track that didn't have grooves in it for the car. It's
crazy. Dirk should have set it up. That's what Ryan said.
Comments? Always good comments.
That bandit's car.
Slot car racers were my jam. Jerry should have set it up. That's a lot of work. Oh, look at the guns.
I'll set it up sometime, though. I did set it up once before. Well, I had to.
What we have to do is when when I come to PA to go to the weekend I go to, you bring it to that weekend. We'll set it up. We'll race, and then we'll put it on the fucking show.
Like these are what kind of show? Hangers have the pin.
Well, this show. We'll put it on this show.
Oh, I heard the fucking show.
Listen, I agree with you. My dog was
trying to keep you comfortable. You've been channeling Bob. So I'm trying to make sure everything. Raven glows in the dark by the end of the night.
Just like
maybe.
She just eats glow sticks.
Just and paint.
They're great to throw in a fire pit. Glow
you know what?
Oh yeah, they paint.
Paints, yeah. Those are cool. Okay, other comments. Was that Bandit's car?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Oh my god!
Is that like an actual?
Oh shit! It is a little Bandit's car.
Wow. Wow.
Cool, right?
Wow.
They even have little plastic.
Probably a Canadian kid that ate it. Yeah, maybe.
See, it's weird,
You guys
right?
are
There's no
nice.
fin on these. It's just these flat pieces of metal that ride on the metal on the track.
Like I said, that is something that came in '83, way too dangerous, and then somebody did something stupid, and now we have Transformers that don't transform.
Right.
Like we have Transformers that don't transform. We went to the store with my nephews. They like the Transformer stuff, right? And they're looking at it, and I'm like, the Transformers were so hard to transform in the '80s. You needed the fucking instructions.
Mm-hmm.
You actually had to sit down and read the book.
Robots not really in disguise anymore.
Not at all. And then eating glow sticks, rave flashbacks. Good job, Ryan.
Oh, actually, Jerry, do you have the game Crossfire?
No.
Crossfire. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, I totally owe you stone one.
Yeah, that game was like, I was scared of the commercial. I
dangerous.
can't handle this
the
game.
Little steel balls.
Yeah, then you actually
they
see
would
it. It's like
off the sides.
yeah, great marketing.
I'll tell you what Jerry had in the town we lived in. Everybody had the lawn darts, the metal.
Have lawn darts.
Yeah,
Jerry's like, I got them.
Yeah,
We brought them to a music festival we played. What a good time that was.
Dangerous. Like, I've never, people drinking and those being thrown. Every once in a while, with my friends, we used to throw them at full beers to see if we could hit the beers and then watch the beer explode.
That's funny.
Bad.
Throw them straight up in the air.
Royal Francis in Jupiter. You could see the car from the road in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, cool.
I wouldn't allow people to just see the bandit car. You gotta be on a trip with like trying to transport an elephant or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need. I just found out, by the way, this is a movie thing really quick. I just found out that the Cannibal Run is just become available on Amazon Prime for the first time in like 15 years.
What?
And I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to do Daredevil and then I'm going to do Cannibal Run tonight. I'm very excited. Okay. That's an excellent way to end Jerry's Basement. An amazing track.
You
now,
mean Cannibal Run?
What?
Get out of town.
Jerry.
He's Jerry.
A star-spangled wacky race game. You have a board game with Dean Martin on it, Jerry. I love it. Fuck. Don't break it.
It's funny.
What
right?
the fuck?
At least that looks like it's been used before.
I always root in any Cannibal Run movie. I always root for the small Chinese man with the large, like Richard Kiel.
Oh yeah,
very small car. It's always the best because the Japanese car is always like souped up. Anyway, okay. We now head to the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone Redux. You've now crossed over into Twilight Zone Redux. We do on our show, if you're watching for the first time, we do Twilight Zone every week. We do one episode a week. We started when the show started, and we're almost right on the exact same number of episodes. We're almost at the exact point where of the original air dates. We will catch up and do that when we hit season 4, which we only have 7 episodes of season 3 left. This episode.
Why do you have to make like all the things sad? He's like, they made property out of anything in the 80s. Let me have my moment of going, wow.
Well, yeah, because they're selling a piece of cardboard and they're making a mad profit. Of course, they're going to do that.
I'm just saying. Also, I want to point this out, Ryan. They did make things of anything in any property in the 80s, but the interesting thing is when you go back and you play those games, they're really good games.
Yeah, they're fun. Like they're fun
to play.
Yeah,
like
I have the King Kong game here. You actually build the building.
I'm always surprised that they made them like that.
You got to bring that out when Kong versus Godzilla comes out. We need the Kong, the Kong climbing a fucking building. That's the game.
Yes.
Like, I get people and I get to go up. It's fantastic. I have a 1970s Live or Let Die tarot deck from the James Bond film.
Oh, that's
cool. I would love to see photos of that.
That's a super. That's wonderful. Cool. Ryan talks about a lot of properties that get a lot of things. There is not a lot of. There is Bond stuff, but there is not a lot of Bond stuff. Bond. They didn't really ever kill with the stuff, like a lot of things. Like I remember, I had I had a Hot Wheels of the car, the submersible car.
I have that over here in the case.
God damn it, Jerry.
Damn it,
Jerry.
Damn it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But it's okay because I was told I could move into the basement at any point after dinner this weekend.
There you go.
Which is cool. I can just go and live with the cool stuff. I can't bring anything around.
Giving you that invite.
You've crossed over into the Twilight Zone REDUX. It was Jerry's wife, actually. We had a very good dinner. Was very nice. Twilight Zone REDUX. The episode tonight is Hocus Pocus and Frisby. Episode 95. We are on episode 99 of our show on the Indie Escape Network.
This was a pretty
so
good
that's
one.
how close we are.
Wow. Congratulations. For real.
Yeah. We almost made it to the 100th show. I have guests set up, and then I have, but I wanted to get on as quickly as I could just because I enjoy your work. And I didn't want to wait to the 100th show. But Hocus Pocus and Frisby, and get this, original air date, April 13th, 1962. So if you watch with our show today, it's almost 34 years. Wait, not 34. 64 years to the day. 60. Yeah, 60. 64 years.
84 years.
When it aired. And like I said, we will catch up by the end of season 4. We will be the point where we are ahead of where they're running from, because they had time off between the seasons. Okay, so opening narration, and the opening narration is great because it happens almost 5 minutes into the episode.
Yeah,
Rod Serling. It's set in a corner, like a general store in the small town with a bunch of old guys sitting around an old timey furnace, and they're talking stuff. And the guy who runs the place, name's Frisby. He is a storyteller. He did everything in the world. He's done everything in the world. He has 36.
And he knows everything.
36 college degrees. He's done everything. And he's played by the incredible Andy Devine. Andy Devine is a character actor. He was in a lot. He was in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. He was in Stagecoach, How the West Was Won. He was all on he played a character named Jingles on The Adventures of Bill Hickok. He was Friar Tuck in the original Robin Hood animated movie. And he was Danny McGuire in A Star Is Born, one of the original Star Is Borns. He is a fantastic comedic actor. And his character is just this larger-than-life, tall-tale person that essentially makes everybody happier in their town, even though they know he's a liar. And he's a big liar. Opening narration as Rod Serling walks out of the back room of the fucking general store in a fantastic way, smoking a cigarette, as he always does. The reluctant gentleman with the sizable mouth is Mr. Frisby. He has all the drive of a broken camshaft and the aggressive vinegar of a corpse. As you've no doubt gathered, his big stock in trade is the tall tale. Now, what he doesn't know is that the visitors out front are a very special breed, destined to change his life beyond anything even his fertile imagination could manufacture. The place is Pitchville Flats. The time is the present. But Mr. Frisby's on the first leg of a rather fanciful journey into a place we call the Twilight Zone. So he is this, he tells stories like I got from France, like in World War II, I got from Paris to Berlin in a day. He tells stories like I created the combustion engine. He tells all these great stories. And the guys
he has enough knowledge about it to make it sound sort of believable.
Yeah, he really he'll oh, you're talking about that. I did that once. I was in a college and he's just
that? Well, you see, and then he
believes it, and he's great at it, and it's his gift. It is his true gift. He's an old curmudgeonly fun guy. He doesn't even run the register. It's his store. He doesn't even run the register. An old guy's buying stuff, picking stuff out, and he goes, Frisby, you want to ring me up? And he's like, nope, don't have time. just write it on a piece of paper, and I'm sure you're not going to rip me off. And I'm like, that's a small town that wouldn't exist now. Anyway, as one day he goes out and he's doing gas on a really nice car, and there's two guys in the car, and they're wearing gloves, and they're super weird, but they're not so weird that Frisby doesn't think anything of it, and he kind of just lets it go. Fills their gas tank, and they're talking in between filling the gas tank. They're like, this is the one. This is a perfect specimen. he knows
telling
everything.
them a story too.
He's telling them a story about how he invented the combustion engine. And so he like, I invented that and how to make the oil and and the one guy leans in and goes, this is our candidate. He is the perfect example of this race. And it just kind of ends. Frisby goes back in. The guys are making fun of him. He's like, you're telling lies. What's going on? All this shit. And they're like, we're going home. And they're like, fine, it's time to close up anyway. And he goes to close. As he starts to close, weird shit starts happening in the room. So like he hears voices. He's chased around the room. And eventually they say, go outside and we'll take you where we want to take you. Goes outside. He gets sucked up into the air and he lands next to a flying saucer on the outskirts of town. As he goes into the flying saucer, they basically start asking him all kinds of questions. And he's like, yeah, but I'm kind of hungry and I got to go.
Yeah, we need to take you back to where we're from. Well,
no. We need to take you back. No. I don't think you understand. I don't actually do any of these things. I'm what everyone calls a good liar. And the 5 of them get together, put their heads together, and they stand up and they go, in our language, we don't have a word that corresponds to the word lie. And he's like, so what? Somebody says something to you, you believe him? He's like, this is ridiculous. It's like, you got to let me go. And they're like, we can't let you go. He throws a punch. He's a big, large, round man, and he throws a punch. And what happens is he cracks the guy across the jaw. And as it happens, the guy's jaw falls off. And underneath is one of the coolest alien designs. It's just super cool. It's kind of a lizard. It looks a little bit like V, right? It has a shape. And, but basically they say, we're going to take you to our planet and, whatever. And he's like, I really can't. I want to go home. I don't actually have any of these skills. And he goes, the only skill I really have is a harmonica. And as he plays the harmonica, all of the fucking aliens fall to the ground.
Yeah,
they're holding their ears. And like, he's got some sort of sonic device.
They would hate Billy Joel.
They would hate Billy Joel.
Yeah.
And he escapes from the alien ship. The alien ship takes off. He goes back to his store, and all of his friends are throwing him a surprise birthday party. And they're like, tell us a story. Well, there was this one time, just happened like 10 minutes ago. I got captured by aliens.
Yeah.
Whatever. And like everybody's and the episode ends with a fantastic, just really nice people. And he's like, no, this time it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Closing narration, Mr. Somerset Frisby, who might have profited by reading an Aesop fable about a boy who cried wolf. Tonight's tall tale from the timberlands of the Twilight Zone. It is fantastic. The nicknames for Mr. Frisby that he mentions about all of his tall tales. Ready? They include Old Inflating Frisby, Old Cumulus Frisby, because he knows how to ride a balloon and he knows how to tell when it's going to rain. Old Archimedes Frisby, because he knows about math. He beat a computer, 17 computers lined up in a row, and he did the math before the computers. Rear engine and old rear engine Frisby. That's when he's talking to the aliens outside. Stonewall Frisby or Stony. Old rocket thrust Frisby. That's what gets the aliens really interested. Old liquid propellant Frisby and old mile a minute Frisby. For his 63rd birthday, Mr. Frisby also receives a trophy from her friends that says, and I quote, the world's greatest liar.
Yeah, the trophy.
And the funny thing about that is it's his 63rd birthday, but he says, I'm so happy to be 57.
It's
the
cherry on top.
It is a perfect, and one of the things about the writing of the Twilight Zone that I find fascinating, Jerry and everybody watches our show, the writing is so crisp in the opening narrations. It sets up everything. It is a perfect movie in 25 minutes, almost every week. And we're in season 3 now. Season 3 has some of the best episodes of all time. And also on a consistent basis, except for maybe like 1 or 2 episodes, they've all been even the ones you haven't seen before are great. And this is one I've never seen. So I was happy to see Andy Devine. I was happy to like, it was just this great tall tale. It very reminiscent of like, if Mark Twain was on the Twilight Zone. It's very the Bullfrog of Calaveras County kind of stuff. It's really fun. So we come back next week. Next week is one of the great episodes of season 3. Next week, season 3, episode 31. We're 7 episodes away from ending season 3. The episode is called The Trade-Ins, and it's about an elderly couple who gets sick and old, and their society they live in, they can just go to the store and trade in and get brand new, younger bodies. So where have you seen that before? It's one of the great shows of all time.
Cool.
Okay, really quick. Also, before we end and we let Robert take the floor and tell everybody where to find his stuff.
Yeah.
2 movies opening this week. You got a couple opening. You got things opening. You got Michael opening, which is the big one. Everybody.
I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be like it looks like it's gonna be great. It looks like they at least get the music and everything right.
Yeah,
So
right near me, down the street from me, they built a whole Toys R Us interior, exterior. I believe it was for Michael, and I thought Toys R Us was coming back. That's how realistic.
You're like,
it looked.
that's how realistic
like,
it was.
Oh, that's great. And it's right next to a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But no, then it was gone. Like in 3 days, it was gone. I'm like,
sense.
oh,
What? I was going to go there.
don't tease me like that.
I would also be remiss to end this episode without mentioning that they have on Superman Day, actually, the day after Superman Day, they started filming Superman: The Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn's new Superman movie. And I would be remiss to not bring up the incredible logo. If this is the actual logo for the film, of the 3 dots surrounding the Superman logo, I cannot wait. I'm a big Gun fan. I love everything about it. Comments, and then we end with the amazing Robert Dunne, and who's stuck around with us.
Also,
my title.
The Doomsday trailer any day.
Bandit's car, by today's standards, slow as fuck, 280 horsepower. You bite your tongue, sir. You bite your tongue. That again, if you need to get beer or an elephant across the country, you need the Bandit car. Man, Robert, you've been such a great guest. Thank you so much for playing around with us and hanging out with us. Where can people find your stuff? Where can people find everything you're doing?
So Instagram, it's just going to be Robert Dunne, ITS Robert Dunne, DUNNE. On TikTok, if you're on that platform, it's Robert Ranger. I think the whole screen name is Go Robert Ranger. Again, Power Rangers. Sorry. But yeah, it's Robert Dunne is kind of everywhere. That's the majority. For some reason, TikTok's different. Maybe I'll change it. But yeah, it's Robert Dunne. Also check out the Down with DP podcast. You can go to DWDP podcast on Instagram. Appreciate everyone to check that out. We also post clips pretty much daily from the show. So yeah.
And also at some point, you're going to have some necessary conversation, parody stuff coming up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I have a list, and I listen to people's comments too. So if someone has a suggestion, I genuinely take it in. I'm like, oh, hey, that's a cool idea. And I write it down. I have a whole list on my phone.
I think what you like, I think you should go off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Like I have one, I'm going to give you one that I think would be fantastic, because I think you could really tap into the zeitgeist of the paranoia in the movie. I think you should do a Roger Rabbit one.
Oh, that's cool. So funny you say that, because I try not to just do the big titles, because I did like
I think everybody can. I think, but I like Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit's a big title, but you know what I mean, like the new hot mainstream thing. That's what I mean. Like we all have a love for Roger Rabbit. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. I'm writing it on the list.
Oh yeah.
Why is that rabbit always around big boob women?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I like Jessica. I think she's good. I just also like the way she dresses.
Look, I just like that. I just want to say I think the judge has a point. And if you're going to use force, you might as well use the dip.
Yeah. I didn't even like that shoe character. He deserved to die in the sludge. Which is one of the most horrific scenes in cinema.
It's a terrifying death because it's a cute little shoe and it's just like jabbering.
And I'll say, Roger Rabbit, I was so scared of Christopher Lloyd's transformation as a kid. I would watch the movie and then leave the room for that whole ending.
Oh, yeah.
I was that scared.
Do you remember me when I killed your brother, Eddie? I talked just like this.
Yeah, and the eyes, I was like, nope.
Bugging out
you
of the
later.
Nope.
I gotta go. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that makes you crazy. Raven, what do you got going on? I know you had Rocky Horror. Do you have Rocky Horror this past weekend or no?
I did not. My cast did. I had guests this weekend. You guys went on vacation, and so did I.
Nice. Okay.
This Sunday, I will be at the Mahoning Drive-In watching The Wall on the big screen.
Pink Floyd, The Wall. Nice. Mahoning Drive-In is a super cool drive-in in PA, Robert. That they run all.
It is amazing.
It's an amazing drive-in. They do all of their stuff on 35 millimeter, and it's still 35 millimeter. It's not a digital theater at all.
Nope, 35 millimeter.
35 millimeter, and they do theme weekends. So they might have like
they're doing a remake weekend. They're doing Texas Chainsaw and the remake. I'm just not doing that. A whole bunch of us are doing.
They open every season, Robert, with Willy Wonka and the Wizard of Oz. Is the double feature they open with.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Wonka's a good one too. Willy Wonka would be a great.
They do have a couple good movies this weekend. It's just I'm only available on Sunday.
Jerry, when is the Slapjaw performing?
Saturday, Ritz Theater.
Oh yeah,
nice.
That's a great theater. We were at the Ritz last weekend.
If you're watching the show for the first time, my name is JW the Movie Guy. I'm JW the Movie Guy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, all those places. I still call it Twitter. I'm calling it fucking X. Fuck that. Also, we have a show. We do this show every Tuesday night called Loud and Nerdy. Monday nights, we do Generation Movie, which is the movie history show on our network, the Indiescape Network, that I do with Rich Dries of the Philadelphia Film Critics Association. And we are in the process of doing legacy sequels. And this week's next week's legacy sequel, happening right around LV 426 Day, is Aliens. And we'll be doing that this coming week. Joe and Ryan West, I think they're going a new direction. They're doing technical defects again. This is the cool logo. Will it be the blue and purple? Will it be the yellow and black? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to pick. But they're two good logos. They do that every bi-weekly on Thursdays. And Gabe, like I said, if you can go back and find Gabe's show from this past Charles Edwin Powell talking about Lost Junction, Screamboat, Stream, and The Exorcist Part 3, some of the coolest behind the scenes of The Exorcist Part 3. The idea that William Peter Blatty was not happy about the reshoots because it wasn't supposed to be an Exorcist movie. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. I want to specifically thank Robert Dunne. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Great meeting, man.
Oh yeah, this was fun, man. This was a good time.
Like I said, so stick with us. Don't leave once the rolling credits happen. We'll talk to you in a moment in the green room. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you're joining for the first time, like and subscribe, and you might see, I don't know, maybe Robert and I talk some more, and we have more fun talking about cool things. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night. Go see a movie this weekend. Bye.